Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Made by Marymount, the official Marymount Athletics podcast. Today, I sit down with women's lacrosse player Arayla Garcia. Today, Arayla and I talk about coming into her senior year with her sister by her side in the culture and sisterhood of Marymount women's lacrosse. With that, let's talk to Arayla. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Made by Marymount, the official Marymount Athletics podcast. Today, I am joined by women's lacrosse player Arayla Garcia. Arayla, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
I'm excited. Yeah, it's going to be a little fun, a little girl action here on the pod. I always love having a female on here. No hate to my male guests, but it's always fun with a little bit of girl action.
Yeah, and happy women in sports today.
Yeah, I know. A little episode, I think this is a perfect episode to record on this day. Unfortunately, it will be released next week, I think, or later on. But still, I think it's a good day to reflect on, your career, because what a career you've had and with 1 year to go. So as I usually start off, let's talk about how you got into playing lacrosse and kind of, your journey to Marymount.
Yeah, so I started playing lacrosse in 7th grade. I played softball for 1 year in elementary school. I did not like it. And so I was like, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to play lacrosse. And I just immediately fell in love with it. Like, it was so much fun. I just really just clicked with it, and I wanted to get better. I always wanted to get better. I always wanted to play. And I just played all through high school. Obviously with COVID, I missed a year, and that was obviously really upsetting for not just me, but everyone who missed out that year. But just getting the opportunity to come play here and extend my career has been it's been everything. It's just so much fun, and I love the game, and I don't know what I'm going to do when I graduate next year, but I'm just trying not to think about that and just be in the moment this year.
I know it, being in my senior year as well, what comes next is such a crazy thing without the sport you've played, for as long as you can remember. And especially you talk about you started playing lacrosse in 7th grade, but I'm sure you were active your whole life. And now it's oh, what do you mean I can't just have my sport every single day, or it's on my terms? Yeah. So first off, I want to start with something, kind of special. So it is your senior year, and you have a little special guest that came to Marymount this year. Tell me a little bit about what it's like having your sister Carmela here at Marymount with you.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I remember when she first asked me about coming here, and I was like, no, dude, get your own thing. This is my thing.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask if how this kind of, this conversation, how did it go from the get-go?
Yeah, but the more I thought about it, I was like, if she really wants to come here and everything, that would be fun. And also good for her to have somebody she knows, freshman year somewhere so far away. We're from New York, so just having someone around, I think would be beneficial. But we played together in high school. We played lacrosse and field hockey together. She got pulled up to varsity my senior year then too, because COVID made everything weird. But she was like, I really want to come. I can't pass up an opportunity to play with you for my last year and your last year. And I was like, all right, I'm sorry.
All right, waterworks.
Yeah. She's so sweet. She is. I'm just so glad that she's here. She fits right in. It's our team is so close, and I feel everyone's my best friend. And so having her here is almost like having just another one of my best friends. Sometimes I forget she's my sister in addition to my teammate. She just fits right in. And she has so much skill. She's so far beyond where I was as a freshman. So I just can't even wait to see what she does after I'm gone.
It's kind of funny because now, you'll be back at Marymount, after that. You'll be back at women's lacrosse games, for the next 3 years. Mm-hmm. You're going to be able to stay in touch and be one of those, those special alumni, for this program.
Yeah, for sure.
So with you guys being his teammates, are you guys I've talked to the Birch sisters. I talked to them last year, and they were funny as teammates. Obviously, you guys haven't really experienced too much of a college season together because you guys are just getting started. What do you guys like as teammates? Do you help her, and does she help you? Or is it, no, don't talk to me, don't tell me what to do? How do you guys kind of work around that?
Not that. She brings out the goofball in me. I have so much fun just messing around with her. I can be serious, and so she always makes me laugh and everything. I think I've always, just because being the oldest, I've always coached her and taught her things that I knew or tried to make her better. We always would go out in the backyard, pass around. So I feel it's the same thing at practice, just I would say to anybody else. I'd be hey, that was great, or hey, try this next time, it'll be so much easier or whatever. Especially she takes the draw too, so I've always taken the draw with her at home. And here and there she'll be oh, what about this, or this, like try this. And me and her kind of make each other better. So I think it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's especially nice because you have someone that you trust and you've known your whole life that honestly has your best intention at heart. And I'm sure sometimes you're like, fine, I'll try it. But I mean, I'm an only child, so like I can't imagine what that is like, but I admire that. I think that's so cool. If I had a sibling, I don't know how I would feel about them at the same school as me. However, like seeing like a lot of like the Marymount siblings that do it, you know, we have some on the women's soccer team, we had some on the softball team, and now you guys. I think it's so like fun. Keep it in the family.
Yeah, oh, it's definitely so much fun. And she got to play club, which I didn't get to play, so I feel like anytime she does bring something up to me, even though it is like a little bit of like maybe like, okay, like I'm the older sister, I'm supposed to be telling you. But like she played club and I didn't. So there's a lot of things that she learned in club that I didn't learn. And so she'll be like, well, we did this in club, or like I've tried it this way and it works. And I'll be like, okay, like that makes sense. And it does. And she's right. And I also think that's a big part of like just being a good teammate is being able to be like, okay, like I'll listen to you, you listen to me, like the give and take.
So talking about being a good teammate, you are one of 3 captains this year. So tell me a little bit, we talked a little bit before this, obviously. Tell me a little bit about how you became captain, kind of like, you know, what led up to you finally being announced captain of the women's lacrosse team.
Yeah, so I'm a 2-year captain. This is my 2nd year, so I knew that this coming in this year I was going to be a captain again. But last year, before we even came in for the fall, I knew that I really wanted to step into that role. I kind of thought about it sophomore year, but I was so young and like I was just starting myself. So I was like, I don't need to be like a captain this year, but
yeah, it's kind of one thing at a time. Yeah. You got to get your feet settled.
But I came in over the summer of coming into my junior year. I was like, this is the year, like I need to step out of my comfort zone. And I'm normally like very quiet. And so that was a big thing for me, is like pushing myself to talk and pushing myself to, you know, correct people or whatever, and kind of get comfortable being in that leadership role if I wanted to be a captain. And so I just tried to do that the best I could throughout the fall. We do like a voting thing for women's lacrosse that we started actually 2 years ago. We vote based on things like character, how hard they work, commitment, team building, encouraging, and the team just kind of like ranks people, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so we did that, and I was voted one of the 4 captains last year, and then we did the same thing again, and I'm a captain this year too. So I'm going to ask you 2 questions here. The first one, it might be a little, it might make you think a little bit. So you talked about like before you became a captain, you had to like, you were very quiet and you know, you had to like take in your head, you're like, hey, if I want to be a captain, I have to step up and, you know, I kind of have to be more vocal. Yeah. What, you know, about that kind of has been like the hardest part? Is it like maybe talking about situations that are hard, things you don't want to like, maybe you don't want to talk to a teammate about this, but you have to, you know, what's been something that's been really difficult, you know, taking that step? Honestly, I think the biggest thing for me is like learning how to say things, because I'm a very direct person. I think that's partly because I'm from New York and Italian. Like we just kind of get to the point.
Oh yeah, I understand that one.
Yeah, and so like I think it's always easy for me to like cheer on a teammate. I don't think like that would be hard for anyone, but learning how to say like it's not okay for you to do this, or like I get that you have like feelings or something, but when we're in practice, like you need to focus. And learning to take an approach of like, I care about you and like, I want the best for you, but like, we're also a team and there are team things that have to be done. And that has to be like our priority at certain times. And I think my team is very receptive. They know that kind of how I am. I'm very like goal oriented, task oriented. I'm kind of like a hard head. I like to work hard. I like to get things done. And another thing that's great about our captains last year and this year, even more so, is that we're all so different. Like we're obviously all great leaders. Like we're very hard workers, but Ella is definitely more of like an emotional, like you can come to her anytime. And like, not that you can't come to me, but like I said, I'm a very like hard-headed, hard worker type of person. And then we have Bailey, who's just like so sweet, so kind. Like, so I think the 3 of us have similar leadership styles, but also like different like top leadership qualities. And like, I think that having the 3 of us together makes us like a very well-rounded like captain group and able to kind of navigate different things where one person might be like better suited to handle different things. So being a captain the last 2 years, you know, that's something that is difficult. But what's been something that has been like very rewarding in the sense of being a captain? Oh my gosh, everything. Our team is amazing. I don't look at being a captain as of like, oh, I get to boss people around. I just think of it as like, I'm in this role to like give more. Like I have more to give. Let me give it. And our team, I mean, our culture, like our friendships, we have such close bonds. Everyone gets along. Our chemistry is literally like unlike any other team.
We're touching on this later, but you guys are a very special team.
We are. And that, I mean, it just makes me happy to just watch them play. And last year being injured, like, it just makes me happy to watch them and like kind of like coach them in a way, like just being like a leader of that team, this team right now, like anything I can do, I want to do it.
And I think it's special, you talk about like watching your team. It's so rewarding to be able to be excited for somebody else's accomplishments. And I think that's really hard for a lot of athletes, and it is like a learning curve. But maybe you don't have a good game, but let's say somebody else on your team does, and for you to be excited for them is like so defying of character. You know what I mean? It shows how much of a person you really are.
Yeah, I love just seeing us, like, even day to day in practice, like watching someone improve, or even being like, hey, next time take this shot, or next time like take 2 steps forward and do this, and then seeing them do it, I'm like, yes, like that's amazing. Like, amazing. That's so amazing, because I see so much potential in every single one of us, and like I just want them to reach it. Like I just want us as a team to reach it. And so like, yeah, it's amazing.
So we are coming back to you guys as a team, because you guys are one special team here at Marymount, but we're going to talk about you for a minute. All right, let's see if I can get it this time. Your sophomore year, you broke the record for single season draw control. Oh my gosh, I got it. Yeah. Woohoo, go me. Tell me a little bit about what that was like, because you were a sophomore, so you were still kind of young. I mean, you were still little Arayla at that time. What was that like? I mean, that's your name is in the record books.
I know. It's so crazy to think about. Sometimes like I forget that like that's like a real thing, but
like, oh wait, I did that.
Yeah. But I remember in 7th grade when I started just going to watch like an older girls game to like see what lacrosse was about, because I was literally just starting. I had no idea how to even catch and pass, but I saw them take the draw and I was like, what's that? I want to do that. Like, let me do that.
That's mine.
Yeah, exactly. And so I just like immediately, that was a big part of the game that I fell in love with, was doing the draw. And I took it all throughout high school. I loved it. Obviously I was good at it. And coming in freshman year, freshmen oftentimes don't get a lot of playing time. It's just like the adjustment period. But the draw was the one thing that I had that was like really special to me. And actually towards the end of that year, I started every game just taking the draw, just being a FOGO, which is a face-off, go-off. It's, in men's lacrosse, that's a normal position, but in women's lacrosse, it's usually the person who takes it stays on. But that's what I did. Freshman year, I got to start in the championship game doing that. And that kind of solidified for me that, like, yes, the draw is my thing, but, like, I can do it at this level, too. Because I think that's a big thing coming in freshman year is, like, I know I can play lacrosse at high school, but this is college. Like, how different is it? And so coming in sophomore year, I obviously got to play and start. And then I was just balling with it. Like, I love the draw so much, but I love playing lacrosse. And so being able to not only win the draw, but then go down and get to play offense and score and just get my team the ball as much as I can is just so fun for me. So once I got going with that, they're like, you're coming up on 100, like you're coming up on this. And I would try just not to think about it.
I was going to ask, so like leading up to it, like, were people like reminding you, like, stop, don't talk about it. Like, I don't want to focus on that. I just want to focus on winning each, like, draw.
Yeah. I mean, it was a little bit of both. I'm so competitive that, like, I just want the ball anyway. Like, I don't care. I want the ball.
Cool. Record comes with it. But yeah, we won the draw with that as well.
Yeah, we get to go down and score. But I feel like a little bit, I was just like, chill. Cause like, I don't want you, like, don't jinx me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, my team is just so supportive. It's just so much fun. And like, I couldn't do it without them every day in practice. Like, everyone works so hard. Like, we do so much to try to get better. And so just getting up to there, like, I knew it was coming. We had so many games, and I know, like, I'm going to win a draw in a game. Like, I know I'm going to do that in certain games. I know I'm going to have more than others. So I knew, like, shouldn't be a matter of time. And then once I got to, I think I was like within like 3 or 4 when I broke it. And I was just like, today's going to be the day. And like, I just went out there. I was like, there's 1, there's 2. And like, I don't know, just playing. Like,
that's pretty cool. You woke up that morning, you're like, I'm doing it today. That's special. I mean, you're not going to forget that. Now, it's what, 2 years later, and you're like, and you remember that, you're going to remember that for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, talking a little bit, going back on your team, you guys, how do I put this? Do everything. Whether you guys are attending sports events, whether you guys are, out there doing community service, whether you're doing, the one thing that comes to my mind is your Olympics that you guys do. You guys do at the beginning of the year, where you guys, I know this year it was like American, like themed, and you guys do like your Olympics.
Oh, our tap out, yeah.
Yes. I was like, I don't know what it's called. I kind of know what it is, but you guys are always doing something, and Lord only knows what it is. Tell me a little bit about, obviously, like, you love your team. Like, that's clear. I've seen that in the last 10 minutes, like nobody's business. Yeah. What is it like, waking up and going to practice? Because you guys practice in the morning, so you wake up and you're going to practice. You're going to games with these girls. Like, I mean, obviously there's a lot of like love here, but like, let's talk about that for a minute. Like, what is it like, being on a team like that?
I mean, it's amazing. I think a lot of it has to do with the culture that CK, our coach, like kind of just like drills into our brains. And I think it also is like the girls that are on the team right now, like there's no like, there's sometimes gonna be drama amongst girls, like that's how it is, but there really isn't any ever with us. I think that we all want to win so bad, like we want to do well so bad, and we also want to see each other do just as well, like in every moment. And we're so close. Like our team, I have like 25 best friends, and I think that we all feel that way. Like we all feel like we can come to our team for anything. You can come to anybody for anything, and in the drop of a hat, do anything for you. And I think that just builds like our chemistry. We're always together, so like that builds chemistry. You know what I mean? And I think everything just bounces off back, and that just makes us who we are.
And, coming in, you spent 4 years here. Your group, the group of graduating seniors this year, is very, very close. You guys are like...
We are.
This sounds so cheesy. You guys are like little friendship goals. It's so funny. You guys are always together. What has it been like, like entering your last, or being in your last season with these girls that you started with, who I think I can say are your best friends?
Oh, yeah, they are. And anytime anyone brings it up, like, what do you guys need? We're just like... We have like 5 months, like, let's relax. But I think it is special. Not every class has like, there's only 5 of us in our class. We came in with 7. We lost 2 the first year, and it's just been us 5 since. But
hey, they say Fantastic 5.
I mean, we are.
Basically.
Yeah, we're just, we've grown so much together. It's always been us 5. Like through freshman year, we lived together in Asta sophomore year. We had to split up in the Rick C these last 2 years, but it's just always been us 5. And I think that because of that, like, we know we can always turn to each other. And like I said about the team, like, we know like we can go to anybody, but like, I know those 4 girls, like, they have been with me through everything. We've been with them through everything. Like, we're best friends for life. Like, we're never going anywhere.
So I do think it's funny because we live on the same floor, and sometimes I'll just see Hannah and I'm like, oh, well, I know where she's going. And I'm never really on like Hannah's floor, but if you guys are going down the stairs, well, I know where you guys are going for the most part. It's funny. But earlier at the beginning of, because I feel like January was a year long, you are doing something pretty cool right now. I know we talked about it. You're trying to find your way right now, but you are doing a Gymshark challenge, and you have your own Instagram account now dedicated to that, and you talked a little bit in your first video about how this was something a little bit out of your comfort zone. Talk to me a little bit about, that journey, because if I am correct, this is not your first year doing it, or it is?
No, it is like doing like kind of like a social media type thing. I'm going to go back a little bit. I started going to the gym during COVID. I think a lot of people did. And I really just loved, like, any athlete, like, I love to work out. I love to push my body. I love to see like what I can do. And I really loved doing it. And I obviously started wearing Gymshark. Like, that's where I got all my gym info.
As one does, yeah.
Yeah. And everyone has known me. All my teammates have known me ever since like I came here. Like, I love to go to the gym. I love to work out. Like, I'm a big Gymshark girl. I'm big into like all that kind of stuff. And I think I broke my collarbone last year in season, and going through that and coming out of that, like, really taught me just a lot about life. And like, coming out of my comfort zone is like easier for me now. Like, I obviously, I think going through anything in college, like, you just become more of your own person. And I saw the Gymshark challenge. You can become a Gymshark athlete. Obviously, I want all the free clothes that I can have.
Right, I don't blame you.
I literally like will spend all my money on Gymshark.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway. Think about how much money you would send. Yeah. Gymshark, if you're listening, like, she would save so much money. This is a great person to have.
Yeah. But I love the gym, and I've always loved the gym. And so I thought, like, why not like do it? Like, what is there to lose? It is a little hard to keep up with it being in season because like, I don't have time. Like, I'm also like not a pro influencers. Like, I don't know all the angles. Like, I don't have a great camera, but it's just been kind of fun. Like, I've just been having fun with it. Like, recording myself is a little weird, but like, I love working out and I love to like share stuff. And I think that there is like a big community online.
Oh yeah.
In like the fitness world. I don't know if I'll ever like make it there. Like, I don't know if it's something I'm going to pursue like as a career because I'm thinking about other things. post-grad, but I've just been having fun with it. And when I stop having fun with it, that'll be that.
As we end off, I have some fun questions I'm going to ask you. So recently, literally last week or this past weekend, I don't remember. Everything's running together nowadays. You were voted by your teammates most likely to be on Aux, or, should be on Aux, something like that, talking about your music taste. All right, you get one song like you're going to play. What is it?
One song I'm going to play for what?
Oh,
there's so many different.
Okay. All right. This is the last song you're listening to before game time.
Ooh. Right now what comes to mind is I'm On One by Drake and Rick Ross.
Okay.
I just feel like that's just like a good pump up song. That'll get anybody going. Like, I love Drake. He's one of my top artists, like my rap and all that. But just a good song to get me going. I love playing music. I always listen to music. I listen to so much music, all different kinds. But yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna switch. Maybe like the last song you're listening to like before you go to bed. That's such a switch up.
Yeah, probably some chill music, like maybe SZA.
Okay, yeah.
SZA or Giveon, probably.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah,
I would hand you Aux as well now.
Snooze or something. Yeah.
I would hand you Aux. So thinking about all of your time on the field, maybe it's in the rec gym during rain, or you guys are out at Longbridge, or maybe you're on the road. Think about one memory on the field, or like during play, I guess I should say, with your teammates, that's obviously going to be with you for the rest of your life. Obviously, your record is probably pretty cool, but besides that.
There's so many. One thing that's really coming to mind right now is freshman year, we were playing a game against Hood. And Hood is an out of conference just like rivalry that we have. And it's always a very competitive game. But there was like 1 second left on the shot clock and the game clock, or it might just have been the game clock, but one of our seniors at the time, Taylor Young, had a free position, and she was like free position queen. Like, she was a stat leader that year. Like, she had like a 93% like making them every time. But she didn't have enough time to run it, and there was 1 second left. And so she just ripped it. It went right in. It was amazing. We were so hyped. Like, that was just so fun. And I feel like ripping it has become a lot popular, but like for like a normal person to just do that, and like, she absolutely nailed it, and it was amazing.
And what is the thing that you're looking forward to in your last season? That's my last question I got for you today. So, you're in you guys are starting what you have next weekend is your first game, correct?
We have a scrimmage this weekend, and then we have like a little week in between, and then we start games.
Okay. Yeah. So, you're starting pretty much essentially this weekend in gameplay.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most?
Everything, like every moment. Missing last year was hard, and I'm so excited to be back playing. Obviously, I can't wait to play in conference and see how far we go in playoffs. I think we have a really good chance of winning this year. I think this is the team, and I think this is the time to do it. I also am close to beating or having a new record, which is the career record for draw controls, which I was supposed to break last year. But that's something I'm looking forward to. I know it's going to come just because I'm not that far away, and I have a long season ahead of me. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for a conference, but I'm really just excited to be with my girls for one last year. Like, that's all I care about, even just to practice, practice every day, see them every day, watch them get better. Like, that's what makes me happy, and that's what I'm excited for.
All right, Arayla, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Women's lacrosse is such a fun team. You guys are so sweet and so cute to watch all the time. I love it. And you guys are super successful on the field, which too, makes you guys an overall great team. You do a great job at leading them, and so does CK. I got to give her a little shout out here. But thank you again for joining me. I'm looking forward to seeing not only what you accomplish, but what your team accomplishes this year. I think you guys are destined for greatness this season.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.